Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk Review. Today we're reviewing Dice Manor sent to us by Arcane Wonders.
Dice Manor is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, in about 30 to 45 minutes.
So a little bit of how this game works. Basically, you'll be rolling dice on your turn and then placing those dice into one of 3 locations. Either a location with a room to bid on it, or on an advertising track, which is also kind of a bidding situation, or you'll be giving a tour onto your house as it is being built to give a tour and gaining points along the way. It will be played over 4 rounds, and well, technically 5 in the 5th round. It's only tours and just points.
Okay, so the rulebook was fairly easy. Lots of pictures, large font, easy to learn and teach.
Then as far as the art goes, I think it's very colorful and pretty. The rooms, we have a set of rooms here. Various colors, we have red, green, blue, and yellow, and some purple thrown in for some of the smaller rooms, and all kinds of shapes and sizes.
So I think the components are really well made. Everything was nice, sturdy quality. I do enjoy the dual layer for the tracker, so you don't lose your point.
I do know in the main board and the point tracker puzzled in together if you want, or you can leave them separate. Your choice. I mean, whatever fits your table. So kind of like this. Haha.
All right, so the dice are, well, I like them. You know, wooden tokens, can't go wrong with that.
Yes, so we have wooden houses and point trackers, as well as these cardboard chits.
Yes.
For some variance in play, and a first player marker. Anyway, the cardboard is good quality. It's nice and thick. These player aids are actually a pretty decent card stock. I like them as well. Double-sided, so you got a player aid, what's going on, and then on the side it's about points and endgame bonuses. So that's pretty much the components. Gameplay.
I thought the one downside of the components where the rooms are not all the same size.
Oh yes, right. Yes, that is a flaw. It is inconsistency with the size. These crosses rooms, they're actually okay, but let's see, what rooms is it? I believe it's these. There's actually one that's slightly smaller than the rest.
It's not a big deal to me, but he noticed it, and I guess it kind of bothers you.
Yeah, it does bother me a little bit. Kind of an OCD thing, just mildly. And then some of the squares also have the same problem. With some of them, they're just slightly smaller, and it's, yeah.
So gameplay is fairly simple.
As we mentioned before, you're going to be rolling dice. You take whatever number you roll, or group of them. So if I rolled a bunch of 3s, I then take those group of 3s and place them on like the advertisements, or the number 3 on this board here, which is down here, which indicates that that's the room I'm bidding on. Or you can give a house tour by only placing it on rooms with the number 3 on them. And that's just basically how it plays. Each round you'll cycle through the rooms for those who didn't get any rooms, or rooms that weren't won, situations like that. I think it's a fairly simple game.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's not a lot of replayability in my opinion. You know, you go for the same stuff, like they have end game bonus, you go for the same things, you try to maximize your points that way.
Yes, I mean, as shown here, there are 6 different room types. 3 of these room types only have 4 of them, so you're going to play with all of them every game. It's just a matter of when they show up. But the ones at the bottom are smaller rooms, and there's a lot of them, but you're only going to be playing with 4. So it's a random lot of what you end up playing with. That adds a little bit to replayability. Also, to add to the complexity, there is some optional stuff. A public versus private information.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really dealt with. Also, they recently released a 2-player variant that you can find on their website.
Yes, I enjoy the new 2-player rules compared to the original 2-player rules.
Which is not really any 2-player rules at all. It's just
Regular gameplay.
Standard game.
The new 2-player rules have like a computer.
It adds kind of an AI third player that's not fully invested in the game.
But it took away options from what you can do and what your opponent can do, and it makes it a little bit more competitive. And
right.
I like that. The original was kind of plain and boring in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. The 2-player variant does add enough to it, just a little bit that it needed to
make it more interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, it felt a little predictable.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, so between the components, the complexity, replayability, art, where do you find this game?
I am going to rate it as buy it. I enjoy this game in the way where it's easy to learn, it's easy to teach, it's easy to play, and it's quick. So that's the reason I really enjoy this game, and I would rate it a buy it. The reason is not I gotta have it. I generally prefer more complex games with more things going on, and this is a more simple game.
So a little bit of bias there because of complexity, which you prefer, but
yeah.
Hey, to each his own.
It's still a great game.
Right.
Yeah.
I was kind of leaning towards that. Because if you like dice rolling and bidding games, I think this is definitely your cup of tea. But for me, it's play it. If anyone came to my game day and pulled this off the shelf and said, "Hey, you want to play this game?" I would be happy to join them. But not necessarily a necessity for my collection. Or so, I give or take.
Hey, this is actually a bidding game I'm okay playing with.
Fair enough.
Compared to other bidding games.
Which is one of the reasons I'm glad we have it in our collection.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching our review of Dice Manor.
Please like and subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye for now.
And thank you for joining us in our new recording space.